welcome back to the St. Louis Community Foundation. My name is Chris Strutt, the Giving Day guy. It is 8 a.m. here in St. Louis, and we are kicking off our second hour of our Give STL Day 2025 live stream. Our host is going to be Marissa, first-time host. We can't wait for that in just a second, so I'll introduce her in just a moment. But let's take a look here at the schedule. 8:04 a.m. We're going to have our collaborative conversation. We loved hearing that the first hour with Missouri Botanical Gardens and Green River's Greenway. So coming up this hour, we have Operation Spot and St. Louis Feral Cat Outreach. They are here and ready to rock and roll. Then we'll hear from Aim High St. Louis, Advocates for Community Choice. Got a little schedule change at 8:33 that I'll tell you about in a moment. The LCC Foundation at 8:40. 8:47 a.m. is United to Revive, and at 8:54 a.m. we'll welcome in EverTrue. So if you're watching for one of those groups, stay tuned. And as Elizabeth said in the last hour, this live stream is your opportunity to hear about an organization that you know, one that you don't know, and one that you want to know. And our job here, Marissa, is to introduce you to those amazing groups. So welcome to your first Give STL Day live stream. How you feeling?
Feeling really excited. It's a great day, even though it's raining.
It's a little rainy, but it'll clear up. I mean, that's St. Louis for you, right? And
absolutely.
That weather can change in just an instant. Marissa, what do you do here at the foundation?
So I am the Strategic Initiatives Senior Officer, and I've been here for a little over a year. I work with our donors and educating them about our new strategic priorities, which really focus on economic mobility and youth connections. And so I work alongside of Elizabeth, as well as our Director of Youth Connections, Jay, and we help to make sure that we can implement these strategic priority areas and have the impact on the region that we're looking to.
What do you think Give STL Day means to this community?
You know, for us, Give STL Day is everything. This is an opportunity that nonprofits can really stand up their organizations and see, so others can see the great work that's happening all across the region. We talk about how many nonprofits we have, but they're making some big impact here. And this is an opportunity for us to learn about it, and not just learn about it, but to support them through our dollars. And so whether it's $10 or $1,000 or more, you know, this is an opportunity that everyone can be involved and be philanthropists, essentially.
We love that. Now, Marissa, I know we don't know each other too well, but I will share with you here on the live stream, I am a cat person. And so I'm really stoked for this collaborative conversation we have just coming up. I know everyone's like, well, we just saw you kissing the pit bull in the last hour. Okay, I'm a dog and a cat person. So without further ado, let me get these wonderful folks up on the screen if you want to introduce them, and we'll say hello.
Absolutely. So we have here with Operation Spot, we have Debbie. I apologize.
No
we have
worries,
Debbie
no
Kinetic.
worries.
And we have with us St. Louis Feral Cat Outreach, we have Carrie.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. So could you all tell us a little bit about the collaboration work that you all do?
So St. Louis Feral Cat Outreach is boots on the ground, trapping feral community cats in the St. Louis and surrounding area. So Operation Spot wonderfully provides the services to get them fixed, vaccinated, you know, spayed and neutered and ear tipped, so we can release them back out into the community.
Awesome, awesome. And so could you tell us a little bit more about what Operation Spot does?
Sure, absolutely. So Operation Spot stands for Stop Pet Overpopulation Today. So it is an organization that is proudly celebrating 30 years this year, which is absolutely fantastic. And we have been an advocate of neuter and spay since the beginning. We certainly understand that we cannot adopt our way out of this pet overpopulation crisis. It's proactive versus reactive. So we have to spay and neuter in order to get some sort of control over the pet overpopulation crisis in the shelters, on the streets. That's what we do. So.
Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit of an overview about what your organization does. So could you tell us a little bit about your impact? Like, what is it that what kind of impact are you looking to make?
Absolutely. So multimodal. So again, it all starts with spay and neuter, and we have many areas in which we do that. We have a mobile unit called the Wagon that makes it out into the community and goes to certain places and helps different community partners, one of which that we love and adore and have worked with for so long is St. Louis Feral Cat Outreach. So we pull up with our fantastic veterinary team and spay and neuter pets. So so we work with several community partners throughout the region. With our mobile unit, we also have some other programs in the works, like our 10-spot fix, and a few other things, straw for warm paws, and other things in the works.
Awesome.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much. That sounds like a very, very important job because like you said, we can't really adopt our way out of the overpopulation of stray animals, unfortunately. So could you tell us a little bit more about how the St. Louis Feral Cat Outreach has an impact in the community?
So our focus, obviously spay and neuter, but it's for the cats that aren't pets sitting on someone's couch. They are out in the community, they're living in abandoned houses, they're living anywhere they can find food and shelter. So there aren't a lot of organizations to assist in getting those cats fixed. And if they're not fixed, they multiply faster than you can even imagine. So the poor little kittens that are born outside in vulnerable conditions, susceptible to parasites, to predators, the list goes on and on. So we are boots on the ground volunteers, all volunteer organization. Everybody's just doing this out of the goodness of their heart in their spare time after work, and setting humane traps with bait so the cats enter those traps. We don't have to touch them, and they get fixed, vaccinated, microchipped, and ear tipped. So it controls that overpopulation of feral community cats. And we try to limit the influx of those kittens into shelters, and local shelters just get overwhelmed, especially this time of year, because kittens are just being born constantly, all over the place. Most people know, I had a stray cat in my backyard, give kittens under the porch or something like that. So they're everywhere. And we just try to keep the colonies as healthy and happy and not reproducing.
Oh, wow. That sounds very impactful. And I can imagine that, especially I do tend to see a lot of stray kittens around, and there are some that have like 12 or so, like maybe within a household, and I just get surprised that they keep track of them all.
Easily.
So that is such an important job that you all have, and to say that you're volunteer led. Can you talk a little bit more about that? How do you all really operate on volunteers? Like, what is that like?
The reason that I got involved in the organization is because I needed the assistance of St. Louis Feral Cat Outreach. Back in 2013, I lived close to the hill, and a kind neighbor was feeding stray cats. But once they get healthy enough, they reproduce like crazy. So kittens in the alley trying to eat trash. And me as a citizen, I just wondered, what do I do? You can't touch them. They're just out there reproducing. I can't do anything about it. And then I sat on Google for 20 minutes one night and found an organization called St. Louis Feral Cat Outreach. I reached out to them. A person came over to my home and taught me how to set the traps, fix the cats, and it was amazing. It was the solution on my block. So they said, we need help just like you. We need people to assist. And some people aren't able-bodied to be able to set the traps themselves. So we see the impact and the importance of spaying and neutering these community cats, and then once you do it, you just kind of get hooked, and you can't stop.
Wow, look at that. That is amazing. So what about at Operation Spot? Do you all have a lot of volunteers that you work with, or tell us a little bit about the organization?
We do. We have 2 staff members, one of them being myself as the executive director, and then we do rely on volunteers. And I have to say, it's not like glamorous shelter volunteering. There's not a lot of puppy and kittens, and I have to say, spay neuter is a hard sell. You can't sell proactive, right? It's reactive, and we need the shelters, and they do a fantastic job. So we do need volunteers at the clinics, such as like that we have with St. Louis Feral Cat Outreach to help clean instruments, things like that. But we heavily rely on our veterinary team because they are so fantastic and such professionals and do a fantastic job. So in that regard, as far as volunteers, it's not a lot of interaction with the animals, but there's a lot of other work that needs to be done. So we cherish our volunteers.
Wow, that's amazing. So what would you say to volunteers, potential volunteers that are watching, what kind of volunteer are you looking for?
Sure. So we need kind of behind the scenes, just like, with like certain mailings, and we have a big event coming up in August. We have our 18th annual Spaghetti Dinner and Auction, which is super wonderful.
Cute.
I know. So
Spaghetti.
celebrating 30 years along with the spaghetti. So we need help with that event. We need help at clinics to help clean surgical instruments. Just behind the scenes, I'm always looking for different sorts of help of just miscellaneous things.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Well, so how can they reach you? How can they contact you all to say, hey, I want to give and I want to volunteer my time?
Absolutely. So you can always reach out to me, opspotdirector@gmail.com. You can visit our website, our Facebook page, where we have a lot of presence on Facebook and other social media. Reach out. I'd be happy to talk, and we can certainly find something that interests you.
That's awesome, Debbie. Thank you so much. And what about you, Carrie? How can folks get in contact with you, and what kind of volunteer are you looking for?
So we are looking for volunteers to do different activities. If you're not wanting to be out in the elements trapping cats, we totally understand that. We need people for sewing trap covers, for database work to enter all the animals that are getting fixed. So there's really such a big range of opportunities. I say anything you have in mind, reach out to us and we might be able to find a spot for you.
Oh, wow.
We also love people from the community that have cats in their yard that are willing to get involved in the process of trapping and fixing them. Sometimes we don't have enough volunteers to make it to everyone that reaches out for help. So them as a caretaker, if they're willing to do the trapping on their own, that's the biggest help.
Wow.
Ever. It's not always glamorous, as Debbie said.
Yes.
Like, I couldn't bring a prop. The feral cat would be, climbing the walls. So it's not glamorous. It's not the cute, cuddly kittens that you see at the shelter. But the rewards are so big that's the motivation.
Wow, that's wonderful. And so how can people reach you?
So our Facebook page or the website, www.stlfco.org. There's phone numbers and email addresses on the Facebook page. Send in Messenger, reach out, and we'd love to chat.
Awesome, awesome. So just one more thing about the Give STL Day push right now. So where are the dollars going for Operation Spot? Where are the dollars going today?
Absolutely, great question. So we have a big goal this year. So piggybacking like our 30-year anniversary, we're trying to raise $30,000, which is a lot of money. We understand that there's a lot of great organizations that are reaching out today. However, it is going to help us with the continuation of our current programs and help expand reach. I mean, we have to get out in the community, St. Louis and metro area, and touch more families, touch more animals, and just really spay and neuter.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wow, 30,000 for 30 years.
I'm excited.
We
hope
have
you
great
guys,
donors. Yes, that is wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they are watching right now. You all are just going ahead and giving early and giving often, just piggybacking on what Elizabeth said in the last hour. And what about for you all, Carrie? What does the donation go to today?
So since we're volunteer based, 100% of donations go towards the cause. That is the cost for spay and neuter. Average, each cat we get fixed costs an average of $50. So we've been doing almost 2,000 cats. Our organization is growing, which is great, but we do need the dollars to make that happen. So the dollars go towards the surgery themselves or equipment that we need, like the tools, the traps, the bait. It's it's the whole setup from beginning to end, baiting the traps at a farm or a backyard, all the way through when the cat leaves the vet clinic.
Wow, that's amazing. So is this you all's first year participating in Give STL Day, or what has that been like?
So it's not our first year. It's the first year that we're able to collaborate like this and get the word out, which is amazing. Thank you. And this year we have an anonymous donor from the St. Louis community that is willing to match donations up to $5,000. Wow. So that's going to be our goal for today. We know we're on the smaller side. We're a small little grassroots organization, but we love that, and we'll grow as much as we can.
Awesome, awesome. And what about for you all?
Sure. So I want to give an enormous thank you to Carroll House Furniture and the Dubman family. This is the third year in a row that they have matched up to $14,000, which is
That's awesome.
huge. I know. So they're really helping us to excel in this campaign and reach our goals. So I needed to give a shout out
That's
to them for
wonderful,
sure.
wonderful. Kudos to Carroll's House Furniture. That
Yeah.
means that's just that much closer to your $30,000 goal. That's
Absolutely.
amazing. So we want to encourage you all, give often, please. Can you tell us your website? Where can they find out information about your website?
Sure, www.operationspot.org.
Alrighty, perfect. And what about your website?
www.stlfco.org
Awesome.
or our Facebook page.
All right. Well, thank you all so much. It was really a pleasure learning
you,
about
guys.
your organizations and all the work that you're doing collaboratively. I mean, it really does sound like the perfect combination of being able to capture, the feral cats and also being able to treat them so that we can really decrease the population of stray cats and animals overall, right?
Absolutely.
So thank you all so
Absolutely.
much for being here.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Marissa, great job. First interview down.
Yeah.
All right.
Wonderful.
Thank you guys so much for being here, right? Thank you
Absolutely.
for coming to share your
Sure,
message. It's
thank
great
you.
to see you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We will be back in 60 seconds with our next group. Don't go anywhere.
And I thought I was going to run it.
All right, Marissa. It is Give STL Day 20. She's like, oh, that's me. It is Give STL Day 2025 live here from the St. Louis Community Foundation. Marissa, let's talk about this space a little bit. This is a beautiful office, isn't it?
It is. It really is. We're so happy to have this beautiful view every day to come to work and see.
It's fun, and we're going to have people coming in, all throughout the day, which is going to be a great time.
Yeah.
We'll have that live shot outside here from KSDK. Their mornings, they've always been so supportive of Give STL Day over the years.
Absolutely. It was a fun time. I know last year when we went out there, it wasn't raining, but we were still, it was a little bit of a cloudy day still too. So I'm sure that this will still be an exciting time. And hopefully folks are tuning in to KSDK's segment.
It's going to be tons of fun. So I got good news for you, Marissa. Aim High St. Louis has joined us here in the room. Let me make sure I've got her name correct. I believe this is Tamila. Is she nodding at me?
Oh, I'm Jessica.
Jessica.
Oh,
Okay. Let's get Jessica up on the screen here. Give me one moment, Jessica. Thank you for being here. This is Give STL Day 2025 live with Aim High St. Louis. Take it away, Marissa.
Hi, Jessica. How are you? I'm Marissa Cohen with the St. Louis Community Foundation.
Hi, Marissa. Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. So tell us a little bit about Aim High St. Louis.
For sure. So Aim High St. Louis was founded in 1991. So we've been around for about 35 years now. Our mission is to partner with middle school students and their families from promise zone school districts, so in under-resourced communities.
Awesome. Wow. So have you all participated in Give STL Day before?
We have, but not for a few years. So we're really jumping back in this year.
And what does that look like for you all? How has that been for your organization in participating in Give STL Day this year?
Sure. So we actually this week had our biggest fundraiser of the year on Tuesday. So it's really just been going over here this week. Our fundraiser is called Luminosity. And we kind of used that luminosity event to kick off Give STL Day and really engage our community partners and our families and our students and staff. And we're just trying to spread the word through the community about like who we are and what we're doing.
That's wonderful. Wow. Thanks so much, Jessica, for talking about that. When you said luminosity, I almost for a second thought it was similar to the app Lumosity, but I realized that probably is not the case.
No, it's about lighting up our achievers' futures.
Wow. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. So what we do at Aim High, we work with about 300 middle school kids, rising 6th through rising 9th graders, and then another 60 high school kids who serve as teaching assistants.
Awesome.
And these middle school kids come to summer program that is 5 weeks long and kind of mimics a summer school day. It's a mixture of academic enrichment and fun. We have swimming lessons. Kids participate in elective classes. They have math and science and humanities class every day. I mean, we really work to target students who are those like middle achievers. So those B and C students who don't have a lot of resources available for them in the summertime.
Awesome. Awesome. So could you tell us a little bit about the impact that you all have seen from this program?
Sure. Last summer, our kids on average made about 24% growth from the beginning to the end of the summer on our benchmark assessments. Additionally, we've seen huge numbers of our achievers come back as teaching assistants, and we also have a partnership with the college prep program at Washington University, and we have probably about 85% of our achievers participate in that program as well once they graduate from us.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. 24% growth, you say. And then also to see that sort of pipeline of folks coming back and being teacher assistants, and then also probably mentoring or modeling sort of what it was like for them going through the program themselves. That's an amazing program to have. And I'm sure that that impact in that they have that appreciation, because that middle, like you said, that middle range, they don't tend to get the most, academic support or additional support because they're not failing, but at the same time, they're maybe not just the A student where they're getting all of the accolades. And so being able to really focus on that middle ground, I could imagine that that is impactful and really makes a difference in their lives. So thank you for sharing that. So what does Give STL Day mean to you all? What is it? Where do the donations go?
Sure. So lots of different places. For us to run our summer programs, anywhere from a small $25 donation covers the cost of the reading materials that a kid needs for the summer. $100 covers the cost of meals for a week for an achiever. All the way up to $5,000 covers the cost of one of our amazing teachers and educators who comes and gives up their summer to teach our kiddos. And then we also, somewhere in the middle of that, there's money that would cover field trips or transportation. So any little bit helps. We are just excited to be participating.
Awesome, awesome. So you all heard that you can give as little as $25 to $5,000 and you can have a meaningful impact in Aim High St. Louis. So we hope that the folks that are supporting you or who maybe didn't know about, your organization are really learning something new as they're listening to this live stream and able to give in support of Aim High St. Louis. So thank you so much for your time today, Jessica.
Yes, thanks for having us. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jessica. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Give STL Day is powered by the St. Louis Community Foundation. Thank you to our giving partner, the Burgess Family Foundation. We proudly recognize our sponsors, whose generosity helps make this day possible. Our gateway sponsor, Purina. Our community sponsors include Watlow, More Computing, the St. Louis Business Journal, 5 on Your Side, St. Louis Magazine, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, Fox 2 News and KPLR 11, and Cardinals Care. We're also grateful to our friends of Give STL Day, First Alert 4, and DDI Media. And finally, our local heroes, St. Louis American, Clifton Larson Allen LLP, Wildflower Communications, and George Sells Media. Thank you to all of our sponsors and partners for making Give STL Day a success.
Indeed, Give STL Day Give STL Day is made possible through the support of our sponsors. And so we are going to keep this 8 a.m. train rolling. Let's take a look at who we've got coming up here. Our next group is going to be advocates for community choice, doing business as Bethel Hills, easy for me to say, community. So Marissa, I'm going to throw it back over to you to keep us going through the 8 a.m. hour.
All right, thank you so much for that, Chris. So I'm so excited to hear it more from Dennis here to tell us about the work that Advocates for Community Health doing business as Bethel Hills Community is doing in the community.
Okay, well, we were organized back in 2015 to develop housing for persons with and without developmental disabilities, which kind of makes us unique. There are a lot of organizations across the country providing disability-specific housing, but our community is persons with and without. We rent to both. We were organized in 2015. We purchased property in March of 2021, a 127-acre campus out in Bethel, Missouri.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. Wow, so that is unique. I haven't heard many opportunities for folks with or without disabilities to have a housing choice. We know that, you know, there's such a housing crisis right now, and so to hear about the work that you all are doing, could you tell us a bit about the number of folks that you all are helping?
So we currently have about 22 residents that live on the property. We have room for 24. There's a few spots open currently. Finding care providers is the issue.
Okay.
Bethel Hills is the landlord,
Okay.
and we provide the community structure, but the individuals that move to Bethel Hills choose their own care providers and contract with them to come in and provide services.
Okay, so is this like an independent living sort of program where you have someone that's a caretaker that's able to be there, or?
Our housing is designed such that it can be an ISL for 3 individuals that require 24/7 round-the-clock supports, or it could be an individual that drives and maybe works out in the community and just needs a safe, supportive environment.
Wow, and where are you all located, you said?
We're actually in Bethel, Missouri. It's 8 minutes from the Washington, Missouri Hospital, Mercy Hospital in Washington. There's a big bridge there, and we're 8 minutes from the hospital. So.
Oh wow, that's amazing, that's amazing. So have you all participated in Give STL Day in years previous?
We have, like I said, we established 4 years ago in March 2021, and I think we've participated every year, not with great success, so we're hoping this year to see a boost in that. So
awesome, awesome. So where can folks learn more about your organization and the work that you're doing?
They could learn about it on our website at bethelhills.org.
Okay.
Very simple to
Awesome.
remember.
That
And
is.
it's got a 3-minute video that shows the property, and it's actually very beautiful. It was formerly the Dakota Boys Ranch property. They came in and built a chapel and a full-size gymnasium. So we kind of inherited all that. However, it was in dire need of renovation and repair. So,
all right.
and we've
done that,
and we're ready for a new build
Okay.
to expand the mission and the program.
Awesome. So do you all have a goal for this Give STL Day, and where do the dollars go? Where would they go if they were to give today?
Like I said, we're planning for our next build, which will be an apartment building for 9 more apartments. Any money raised today, I'm sure, will go towards that. I mean, it can be $10, it could be $10 million. I think the projected cost of that building will be close to $1 million. So,
Wow, that's amazing.
it's a challenge, but you know, God provides. So.
Yes, that is an amazing mission that you all are doing here in the community. It is needed, right? We know that housing is such a huge issue, and to know that you all are a part of that solution in providing housing to folks that may have a disability or who may not have a disability and just need somewhere, a safe, clean environment to stay, right?
Well, we have a lot of parents that come to Bethel Hills looking for housing for their child.
Okay.
And actually, we have 2 parents that have moved in.
Wow.
And the one lady, she's nearing 80 and lives there with her adult son.
Okay.
She said, you know, when I can no longer be here for him, he can have a roommate move in, and he doesn't have to move. He's established, he has friends,
Oh, wow.
that sort of thing. We have another lady that is 93 now and lives there with her adult daughter who has autism. Her daughter lives in an efficiency apartment, and
Okay.
Tuesday lives in the other one. And there's another lady that shares. We have a lot of different arrangements. This one particular has 3 efficiency apartments with a shared common space. And
Wow.
so Tuesday, her daughter, and another individual
Wow.
share that space.
That is a beautiful story and beautiful testament of really being able for some of the elderly population to age in place, right? Like that's something that you hear a
Absolutely.
lot. It's like being able to age in place, providing a safe space for them to live that's also going to provide the needs that they need
Right.
throughout the day, and also being able to pass on that generational asset. So that's wonderful.
And everything is being built accessible so that
Oh, wow.
whether you have a disability or you don't have a disability, it's
go-
there. So as you age or as your needs increase,
Yes.
it's available for you. So.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. So you all, please be sure to check out the Advocate for Community Choice, doing business as Bethel Hills, and also check out our website at www.givestl.org, and that's where you can find all these wonderful organizations that you've heard from, and be sure to give. Thank you. Is there any final words that you would like to say?
Just that there is such a great need. I think the last number we saw was there's over 40,000 people with disabilities looking for housing. So,
Wow. Wow.
And parents, as they age, it's
Gonna
getting
be-
kind of critical. So
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dennis, for your time.
You're welcome.
We hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful day today and being able to raise all the dollars that you need.
this is a beautiful place. It was worth the drive down here. So,
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for the kind words, Dennis. It's great to see you. Thank you for coming. We'll be back in 60 seconds. This is Give STL Day 2025 live from Chris and Marissa here at 8 a.m. Dennis is trying to walk off with that microphone. There you go, buddy. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Look, Dennis brought me the hats. Look at this.
Right. And hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Dawn.
Dawn.
Oh,
Okay.
Dennis.
I have
Yeah.
Bill Wallace here.
Yes.
So I want to make sure. Missouri Veterans Endeavor, right? Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so
Cool.
much.
Wow, this is a theme.
Appreciate it.
Great.
All right, mics are coming up. Marissa, here we go. So one of the fun things about the live stream this morning is this, I can put comments on the screen. And by the way, thank you, Dennis, for the hat. Dennis handed me a hat and a pen and stuff as he was leaving. So
That's wonderful.
really appreciate you, Dennis. That was excellent. Thank you for coming down. I can put comments on the screen. So Ashley Nicole, I don't know if you know who Ashley Nicole is. Dawn, Ashley says, hi, Dawn. And Dawn is smiling now. We're going to keep that energy going. This is the thing. Like, it is raining here in St. Louis. But it is a beautiful day here on the live stream stage here, Marissa. We are so thrilled
That's right.
to be live on Give STL Day. We're going to try and crank that energy up here with Dawn as we roll in and hear about Missouri Veterans Endeavor. So, Marissa, why don't you take it away?
Awesome. Yes, Chris, we're so excited to hear a little bit more about Missouri Veterans Endeavor. Can you talk to us about that organization?
Yes, so Missouri Veterans Endeavor, we started in 2011 as US Vet St. Louis. We started as long-term supportive housing only. When a veteran or their family experiencing homelessness come to our program, they sign a lease and that ends their cycle of homelessness. In 2016, we became Missouri Veterans Endeavor, our own private entity. And we bring in a veteran and their family. We get a referral from other agencies. Chris mentioned Ashley. Ashley, look at her hyping us up. Ashley and I have met through the partnership that MOVE has with St. Patrick Center's SSVF program. And so we get referrals from them. We bring the person in, screen them, find out what is it that happened that brought them to homelessness. How can we help them get back into the general community? And once there's no time frame, it's like I said, it is long-term supportive housing. We're the only program in the greater St. Louis area that does that instead of transitional. To date, we have helped over 250 veterans transition back into the general community into permanent housing.
Wow.
Currently.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're fine.
No, that's amazing.
No, currently we have 21 veterans and 14 of their family members on site. And we do have several openings available. So if you know of a veteran that is in need of housing, please have them go to move-stl.org and contact us.
Awesome. Wow, that is amazing work that you all are doing. We know, again, like I was talking about with Dennis, just the housing needs are so crucial right now, especially given all of the uncertainty and how these things are funded and everything, which is why Give STL Day is such an important resource, right? And an opportunity for you all to leverage private dollars and just everyday people who want to give to these causes and really impact change in this area of housing. So, Don, you mentioned something about, long-term supportive housing is what you all provide, being different from transitional housing. Can you talk a little bit about how that's different?
Yeah. So in transitional housing, the individual is allowed to stay for up to 2 years, depending upon the program. There is no rent charged in transitional housing. They do have clinical case management, just like we do for long-term supportive housing. But the main difference is that time frame, and they're signing a lease. So again, transitional housing, they're still eligible for other housing opportunities. Whereas at Move, they're with us, and we're the last stop before they go into permanent housing.
Okay.
They, from day one, they are meeting with their case manager, figuring out what their barriers are, and we're helping them connect to those resources, or a lot of the times we use our Give STL Day funds for direct financial assistance.
Okay.
So previously, in years past, we've assisted veterans with paying off legal fees. We have helped a veteran in the general community that needed financial assistance. They were in the process of being evicted due to not paying their trash bill. And so they just needed assistance with their trash bill to be able to maintain their housing, because our goal is to not ever make anyone homeless from not being able to help them.
Wow, that is such important work. That is so nuanced, and like you said, it's not just that, we need to help them pay their rent, but it's things like the trash that allow someone to become unstable in their housing. And so I think that's such critical work that you all are doing, and I can imagine that the supportive wraparound services really help to identify where those dollars are needed, so you know that every donation and everything that you all are raising and really pouring back into the community is being well spent ultimately.
Absolutely.
Right? Could you talk a little bit about previous years that you all have participated in Give STL Day and kind of what today means for you all?
So we are 100% privately funded. We receive no government funds. So every year that we have participated in Give STL Day, it's been, the money has been focused on that direct financial assistance. Normally we receive calls from the VA or from other agencies within the area that help veterans, and they're saying, especially in like the extreme weather conditions back whenever the winter and the summer, because St. Louis summers are miserable. And so and so we'll get calls, hey, I have this veteran and they're unhoused. They just need a place to stay, a rest until the weather passes, and if we have the funds, we will help put that veteran in a hotel. And so these funds that we raise for Give STL Day every year have gone towards those, mostly towards hotel funds for direct financial assistance, but they have helped with other areas as well. Or if a veteran is moving from one place to another and their housing unit isn't available, we can provide bridge housing through financial assistance.
Okay, wow, that's amazing. And like you said, every dollar is really going to support the need that you all have. Do you have a goal that you're looking for?
We want to raise about $5,000. That's our goal.
Amazing. We hope that you all exceed that goal of $5,000.
Thank you.
on this
We
Give
would
STL
love
Day.
that. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Dawn, for telling us a lot about what Move, or is it Move or is it?
So we're Missouri Veterans Endeavor, but that is a mouthful, so we shorten it to MOVE.
Move STL. All right, and where can they find more information?
www.move-stl.org.
All right, thank you so much, Dawn. It was a pleasure learning about
Thank
your
you
organization.
very much.
Thank you, Dawn. Great to meet you. And we'll be back in 60 seconds with the LCC Foundation.
Perfect. The microphone. Perfect. And who are you, Ashley? The rain. Yeah, sorry.
Melissa, it is Give STL Day 2025 live. We are back. And did you know, I got that stat up over in front of your head there.
Yep.
First 11 years, Give STL Day has raised more than $34 million for over 1,000 nonprofits. That's pretty cool. That, to me, is amazing, amazing work, and why I love coming out here every year to get a chance to be a part of it. And I love being out here, most importantly, to meet a lot of these organizations and these individuals who are driving these organizations, Marissa. And
Absolutely.
our job this morning is to keep them coming. So why don't you introduce our next organization here?
Awesome. So we have Ashley Dyke here with the LCC Foundation. So can you tell us a little bit about what the LCC Foundation's mission is?
So the LCC Foundation was founded a year after my son Ben's diagnosis with LCC. LCC stands for leukoencephalopathy with brain calcifications and cysts. It is a rare genetic condition. So he was diagnosed in April of 2021, and we formed this foundation in April of 2022 to raise awareness and raise funds. It's often misdiagnosed as cerebral palsy. So we're here raising awareness.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. And also we're so happy to have both of you here. Hi there.
Say hi.
So
Marissa, let's take a quick video and look at the video that they sent over.
oh wow. Let's do it.
At the LCC Foundation, we fight for patients and families who are affected with the rare neurodegenerative disorder called LCC or Lebrun syndrome. Our mission is clear: support, research, and advocacy. We bring families together, drive research forward, and give hope where it's needed most. Give STL Day is our chance to make a difference. Your donation fuels research, supports families, and brings us closer to treatments.
Wow, thank you so much for that video and sharing. We see photos of your
Yes.
son there. Wow, that's amazing work that you all are doing. And like you said, it's really, your efforts are funding research and advocacy, I believe you said?
Yes.
Awesome. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so it's very, very new. I think the gene was found in 2016.
Wow.
So there are currently no FDA approved treatments. We're looking to the future for a gene therapy one day, but that is, several millions of dollars. And so right now we're just asking for, raising awareness so that the disease itself is even more well known, and then also to fund some treatment options. There's some drug repurposing that we are currently doing. We work with a researcher in Washington, D.C., and so she's found some treatments that could possibly stall and get our patients to gene therapy one day. So that's our goal.
Awesome. Wow. Can you talk a little bit about what Give STL Day means for you all and where do the dollars go?
Yeah, so Give STL Day is just a wonderful opportunity to come and share this to the broad St. Louis community of this disorder. And funds will definitely be going towards a drug repurposing clinical trial.
Okay. Oh, wow. That is amazing work that you all are doing. Is there any way that folks can help support it outside of their donation, other ways that they can support?
Yeah, other ways you can support is we have T-shirts on our website that you can purchase. We're looking at maybe hosting more events, so volunteer opportunities will be available soon. And just honestly go follow our Facebook page and share all of our posts.
Awesome. And what's your website and your Facebook page where folks can find you?
Our website is www.thelccfoundation.org, and our Facebook page is facebook.com/thelccfoundation.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ashley, for your time, and thank you so much for raising awareness about this issue and how we can hopefully get some more treatment options and things of that sort for you all, for others as well.
Yes, we are the only organization supporting this disorder, and we are just so thankful for you guys for letting us come here today to raise awareness. So thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Benny.
Say thanks.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
Thank you so much. That was very special. I appreciate it. Marissa, coming up next, we've got a handful of internet superstars out here from United to Revive Ministries. The whole squad is rolling deep here, coming on through in 60 seconds. So all of you guys in the comments that are watching for United to Revive, the wait is almost over. This is like the end of WrestleMania. Like, we're gonna bring them out here in just a second. So I'm gonna make you wait another 60 seconds here. We'll be right back.
All right. Oh, yeah.
All right, Marissa, it is that time. It is United to Revive time. And the internet is going crazy here. So shout out as you kick off this conversation to all of United to Revive's fans here. Christy says, let's go, you are. Deanne Billings is here. Justina Snyder is here. So
yes,
let's keep that conversation going. We're
Wonderful.
thankful to be here in the room, Marissa,
Yeah.
but this is a conversation with anyone and everyone around the world that wants to support these organizations. So keep those comments coming, and I'll keep feeding them on the screen to show your support as well.
Awesome,
Take it away,
awesome.
Marissa.
Thank you. So we have here Jeremiah and Zach. Can you tell us a little bit about what is United to Revive?
Well, United to Revive is in the name, and as Chris is saying, we got a lot of people commenting because, yes, we are a 501c nonprofit ministry, but we are more than that. We like to think of this more as a movement of individuals from different churches, backgrounds, walks of life, different ages, all interested in one thing, and that's making Jesus known and making the life-giving power of his name an experience in people's lives, because we've seen it happen over and over again, and it's amazing.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much. You seem to have quite a handful of folks here supporting your mission.
I can't press the button fast enough.
I
Break my system.
mean, wow. So can you tell us about what's the work you all doing in the community and where are you located?
Okay, so we're based basically around Alton, Illinois.
Okay.
And I was a high school science teacher for 9 years, and I believe God called me out of the teaching field to get a nonprofit, which I have never thought I'd ever be a part of. But we just believe there's an intense need for the church to get outside the four walls of the church, get outside that box and begin to love people, see them where they are. We have just last week, we met a man on the street, me and my buddy Ryan here, that was in a wheelchair and he's homeless. And we went up and we said, hey, my friend, can we offer you some food? And, and right away he kind of brushed us aside because he thought we were there to hassle him because he's used to that, unfortunately. And Ryan goes down and goes, hey, can we pray for you? And instantly this man broke. He began to weep and cry because people pass him by. Many people are walking by, people on the streets, and they're not showing love. And Jesus called us to love. He really did. And whenever we go outside the four walls, not with just a certain church or denomination, but as his church, as one body, you see amazing things happen. Actually, Ben went with us last night to go around and give food to the homeless. So he helped us serve homeless people last night with a bunch of us that do that in Alton.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Very powerful. And so, Zach, tell us a little bit about the work that you're doing with United to Revive.
Yeah, so I'm working with Gen Z most of the time.
Okay.
And so I'm a leader that is empowering individuals to walk in the God-given gifts they've been given. Because so many things have been spoken over us, the most depressed generation, the most suicidal, anxious, and that's unacceptable. There's a living hope, but there's not just a living hope in Jesus. He calls us to use the gifts that we have. Yes. And as we use those gifts, as we're going to college campuses, we're hitting the streets, we're hosting these tent nights, we're having these house churches, people and these young adults are living out what God made them to do. And this is the fulfilling, this is the way.
Wow.
Amen. Amen.
That is wonderful, Zach. It's so great to hear, and like you say, representing the Gen Z population. So that's wonderful. As we do hear a lot about, you're right, we hear a lot about things that are being faced right now in this time. And so just to know that you all are providing this hope and a light in communities that are welcoming and receiving you all, it's great work to do. So what does Give STL Day mean for you all? How will this support your mission?
It means everything. We're believing, now we can kind of see on the screen a little bit of some of the things that we do. Give STL Day will help us, number one, to spread the movement, share this movement with every person that is interested in being the body of Christ as one. We are here to fulfill Jesus' prayer in John 17, 20 through 23, and 20 through 23. And so we have these big tent events, but where people come under one roof to hear about this truth, and we see a lot of life change, but all the street outreach, all the giving to the homeless, all the just reaching the campuses kind of come together for these big events. And so we're spreading awareness about it. But the other part is like I said, I've never thought I would be a part of anything like this before, but when he called me out, he just said to go. And so we're doing this on faith. We are completely a donor-funded ministry. We have no grants. We don't have any funding of any kind. It comes from people like you that are watching. We need funding to be able to continue this mission so that people like Zach and Reagan and myself and us can go out on the streets and we can love people the way Jesus did and have huge, massive events like we're having in Alton, Illinois here, May 20 through 23. 23rd.
Wow. So where can people find more information about you?
They can go to unitedtorevive.org, or you could go look up United to Revive Ministries on Facebook. Those would be the best two places right now.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And do you all have a goal that you're looking to reach in this Give STL Day, or what?
We set the goal at $100,000 because that would allow us to, rent every park, have all the insurance, make sure all the food's covered, make sure all operational costs are covered. There is a lot that goes into this. But everything that anyone gives, this is my word, everything you give literally goes right back into our backyard, right here in the STL area. We've been to 10 cities. We've had 36 events just in 2 years, and it's growing and growing. So everything you give goes right back into this mission.
Well, that is wonderful work that you all are doing, hard work that you all are doing, and we hope that that mission continues and that you reach your goal of that 100,000. So be sure to give. Check out the www.givestl.org. Find more information about United to Revive if you're interested. And we hope, that for you all to have exceed that goal this year
for Give
STL Day. So thank you so much for being here today, Jeremiah, and Zach.
Hey, Jesus is King.
Amen.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, I don't know if you can see the comments and stuff coming up on the screen. I've got your guys showing some of them on your. Are you guys live on Facebook as well? Is the idea? What's up?
Yo.
This is just incredible, the work that you guys are doing. It's very easy to see the impact of the work that you're doing, and I've got a million amens and hallelujahs.
Come on, let's
in the
go.
comments.
Let's go.
Thank you guys so
Thank
much
you,
for being
brother.
here. We really, really appreciate it. Best of luck today, okay?
Yeah, I appreciate you, seriously.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Now keep on watching that live stream. Don't go anywhere. We got another
right.
coming in. One you know, one you don't know, and one you want to know.
That's it.
This is Give STL Day 2025 live. Hey guys, thank you so much. All right, Marissa, we'll be right back.
All right.
All right, man. Cheers, buddy. Welcoming in one last group here for the 8 a.m. hour. You can see the full lineup here. If you missed anything, you can scroll back and watch the entire live stream. We're having so much fun here, Marissa, aren't we?
Absolutely. So great learning about all these nonprofits.
And so who is coming up next?
Next up, we have EverTrue. We have Aaron here, as well as Ryan.
Great. Take it away.
All right. So can you all tell us a little bit about what is EverTrue?
Sure. So EverTrue is a faith-based organization dedicated to helping older adults live life to the fullest. And so we were formerly known as Lutheran Senior Services. We recently rebranded, and we felt like it was a good opportunity to really reinforce what we're all about and live out our core values. And we've always been ever true to our passions, to our people, to our growth. We want to make sure as many people as possible know about the great work being done right here in our community to help older adults.
Awesome. Wow. Okay. So yes, I'm very familiar with Lutheran Senior Services. That's really cool. I'm like, EverTrue, I haven't quite heard. So could you tell us a little bit, is this your first time participating in Give STL Day, or what has that been like for you all?
Yeah, so we've participated the last couple years, and it helps us bring awareness to the community of all the services that we provide. Most people are probably familiar with our Life Plan communities. We have 5 in the St. Louis area. We also offer 9 affordable housing communities, and then also a line of Anywhere Care services that really help to meet older adults where they're most comfortable in their home with whether that's medical services or home help, palliative care, hospice. So those are that's the broad range of services we provide.
Okay. And really what it's all about is, like she said, meeting people where they are, we understand that there are people that are in various stages of their aging journey, and we want to make sure that we're meeting them where they are as opposed to trying to, yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So could you tell us a little bit more about what are some of the services that are less common that people maybe not recognize that EverTrue is also providing to the older adult community?
Sure. I think one that maybe we started last year operating a program called PACE. We have a center in St. Louis City. It's down at Kings Highway in Manchester, and it's really a one-stop shop. It's an area where older adults can go to. There's a clinic on site. They can have testing done. They can. We also provide transportation. We know that for a lot of older adults, particularly older adults with limited resources, sometimes transportation to get to doctor's appointments can be difficult. And so we just want people to know about opportunities like the PACE Center, where they can go down and get the help that they need, all in one place. There's also dining services. They do therapy on site, which is great. So both physical and occupational therapy. And there's dining on site as well. So they can go down there, get a meal. They can participate in activities. I know we do some chair room, Zumba, and I almost said Roomba. I don't know if they have Roombas as well.
But chair Zumba sounds like a good time. Wow.
And in the affordable housing communities, we operate a program called Project Wellness, where wellness nurses will come in and do checks on the residents and make sure that they have everything that they need. We also have the Good Neighbor program, and that extends beyond the affordable housing communities to really, make sure that these older adults are getting, that they have access to the resources that they need.
Wow. So what does the donations that you received today, where does that go? What does that do for you all?
So it really helps. It helps us to provide these services and to help empower older adults to live their life, to find purpose in their life. We all age, whether we like it or not, we all age.
I've been trying to stop it, but I just can't figure out how.
It's a universal truth for all of us. And through our services, we want older adults to age with dignity and to age with respect and to be able to have joy in their life. That aging is about living. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and I think even beyond that, when you look at like memory support and making sure that individuals that may be dealing with dementia or any sort of memory-related issues, we have this philosophy called Still You, where we try to incorporate different programs, different services to make sure that these adults living with dementia have access. I mean, we brought one of our music therapy. We brought props. This is called Cradle. Aaron, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about.
Yeah, so it's used. Our music therapists use it throughout our communities. So Ryan and I will demonstrate. He's never done this before, so he's going to use live on it.
That's always good on live television,
yeah,
right?
So we close the circuit by each of us touching the cradle. And then we have to tap our hands together. And the way you tap, it makes music based on the way you're tapping.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So this was designed primarily for older adults living with dementia, but it's actually been used throughout our communities. Like I said, the music therapist takes it to all the levels of living, and we've seen some really great benefits. I mean, there's been residents who have been nonverbal and they use this and they just light up. I mean, I witnessed a lady using it and she said, I wish everyone could feel this happy. Wow. So it's brought connection back to people if they had lost that.
Wow.
And it really, touch is important to all of us. I mean, touch starts when we're born.
Yeah.
And as we age, we may lose that physical touch, and this is just an instrument that helps us, helps people reconnect.
This is so cool, guys. I've got Dr. Kelvin Adams is here, the CEO of the Community Foundation. He's so impressed. Yeah, I should have got you a chair.
Would you like mine? You can borrow.
You're in the right place.
You were asking what kind of.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Yeah, and that's really what we're looking. We're not just looking to have people live out their years, but we want them to really thrive, and have that vibrancy. And I think the word that Aaron used that's so important is connection. For these older adults, just being able to feel that connection. We also have in a lot of our communities. It's called Tovertafel. It's magic table is the translation. And again, it's just an opportunity to help create those connections for older adults. And it's basically a projector above the table, and like they can move the objects with their hands. And
it projects a game down onto the table. Wow. And there's one where they can be making bread, so they have to mix the ingredients and stir and knead, and they're doing that all on the table.
Wow.
But again, it's a way for families and generations to connect.
Wow, that's amazing.
That is amazing. That really is.
That
Never
is.
seen anything like that in my life.
Yeah, and
Get you one for your office here.
And that's what the support from today, helps us to be able to get more of these and create more of those connections.
Well, guys, thank you so much. I'm sorry we're out of time. Thank you, Dr. Adams, for stopping by.
Yes.
It's a busy day. So thank you, EverTrue team, for being here. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Go to givestlday.org and type in EverTrue to find more about them. Marissa, we'll be back in 60 seconds with more Give STL Day 2025 live.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
So this is actually.
Give STL Day 2025 is live here from the St. Louis Community Foundation. You guys are all good. I'm not going to throw you back on screen there. Marissa's like, isn't it break time? Not enough. We went way over that hour. But we do have a little bit of a break in the live stream activity, and that's because we want you guys to tune into KSDK. Our friends from KSDK are going to be broadcasting from just outside here at the foundation in a little while. I'm going to go check in with everyone and see what's going on. But let's kind of give you an update here, if you're still watching, on what's to come later on today. I'll be back here live with Wendy at 11 a.m. Planned Parenthood, Great Rivers, and Promo, Missouri, and will be our collaborative conversation for that hour. We'll have our good friends from the Aquarium Foundation, and you see the whole lineup. At 12 o'clock, we'll move on to the lineup that you see here on the screen. Shout out to our friends at Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition. Always good to see familiar faces back here on the live stream. There's our look at the 1 p.m. lineup. So we'll do 3 consecutive hours, 11, 12, 1. Then I'll get my little bit of a break here at 2, and we'll be back live at 3. So for all of you organizations that are coming in to the office later on today, we can't wait to see you. This has been so much fun so far. There's the 4 p.m. lineup. $5 p.m. And we'll wrap up this evening's activities at 6 p.m. Central Time. So shout out again to all of the groups that we've met so far this morning. This has been so much fun. We hope that you're having as much fun as we are here. It is Give STL Day 2025 live. Let me do what you're probably doing right now, which is pull up my phone. Oh, let's take a selfie and share this here on Give STL Day with that hashtag. Cheers from the live stream studio. So we'll post that on social media using that hashtag Give STL Day. Nice and easy. Pull up the website here and take a look at how we are coming along. GiveSTLDay.org. Punch it in to your phone, your iPad, your laptop, any old device that will show you what's happening on the internet. So we're taking a look now at the prize winners and those dollars that are rolling in. Here we go. Let's zoom in. $783,795 already raised here today, and it is 9:12 a.m. here in St. Louis. I haven't even got to press this button yet. So as those dollars continue to roll in throughout the day, we'll celebrate those milestones with you here live on social media. This is Chris Drubb, the Giving Day guy, here at the Community Foundation, and we'll be back at 11 a.m. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, St. Louis. Thank you, St. Louis.